Welcome back to Revved Up Bowling. My name is Jason Robarge, and today we have another ball review for you. We're going to be reviewing the brand new Radical Hitter Pearl. The Hitter Pearl is the successor to the original Hitter. Now, I love the original Hitter. It is still a staple in my bag. It helped me win a regional and some other tournaments locally. The Hitter, it was smooth, trollable, it was an ace, and it used their utility cover, which is a moderate cover. It's not the biggest, earliest hooking asymmetric solid out there, but it was definitely smooth for me. I'm really excited about the Pearl version. Now this is the utility cover, but pearlized. It's a utility Pearl, HK22 of course. The core in the Hitters sports a 2.48 RG in 15 pounds, a .053 differential, and a moderate intermediate at .015. But the .015, that tells me that this should flip decent. Now, I put a pretty similar layout on it. I put, my other one has a little bit lower pin. The mass bias is kicked out a little bit more. So my Hitter itself should be a smoother ball, weaker drilling. You know, I can use it on actually a little bit lower volumes than typical. With what I wanted to do on this, I still wanted that smoothness, but with the pearlized cover stock, I wanted to provide some more length. But I did want to get some more length out of the drilling too, so I changed the numbers accordingly. What I have on this right now is a 40 by 5 by 60. The header was just a little bit different. I think it was a 35 by 5 by 70. Not much different, but I did want to tweak it a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and bowl on house shot. I just want to put an easy shot out, play multiple points on the lane, and give you guys a good idea on what this ball does. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, let's start with some shots here. Like most of my ball reviews, I'm gonna start right. More than likely this is gonna hold. It is house shot. So I'm gonna start around second arrow. More than likely have to move left, and then I'll go ahead and try to move back right and try to figure out where this ball makes the most sense. If I had to guess, again, it's gonna overhook, but. Oh, not as bad as I expected, honestly. I thought the thing was just gonna take off. That's a little bit smoother than I expected. Again, still a Pearl, still an asim. Pearl likes to flip over, so pretty quickly. So we'll see what moving left does a little bit. I'm thinking, like I have the effect, right? And I love the effect. There's definitely no issues with it. It's in my tournament arsenal, and more than likely I'm gonna buy more. With this bowling ball, I was curious to see the cover differences, because on the effect, it is a Pearl, but it does see the mid lane pretty good. I mean, it does come out with compound. It's not as shiny as maybe something like this, but I did want to see if I could find a ball to complement the effect when I need something to not chug so much in the mid lane, just be a little cleaner. That's the mental picture I have with this ball. All right, we're gonna move over 5. All right, so that one overhooked a little bit. I think I could probably throw it right a little bit to just make it cross more boards. I'm gonna go ahead and try that first before I move left anymore. So I'm still where I stood the last shot. We're just gonna toss it right. Ah, a little bit better. Still took off, no big deal. Actually looked pretty good. When I'm looking for like cleaner asims, what am I looking for? When I say a cleaner asim, I mean it's gonna get through the heads, through the mids pretty well, store a lot of energy to the back end. Typically gonna be a shiny or pearlized bowling ball. We have both here. When I'm trying to think of a shiny asim, typically what I'm trying to play is something where I need to get down lane, but I need to hold the pocket off. Again, asims like to flip and stop, they like to roll forward. Now, when you go pin down with an asim, it does make it a little bit more continuous. Your intermediate differential is not going as high, so it doesn't want to stop as much. What I liked about the Hitter was its pin down layout gave me the opportunity to control the pocket, but it never really died. I was able to make the corner, still set up, but still had enough energy to continue. A lot of that has to do with the pin down layout. It just really likes to make that hook longer, smoother, and as long as there's enough volume, that ball came back with no problem. If anything, it was probably too continuous sometimes. With this ball, I wanted just a cleaner, similar shape. And so far I've seen it, I will say it's faster to transition, again with the layout barely changing, but mostly pearlized shiny ball. We're gonna go ahead and move left a little bit. We're gonna do another 5, try to play maybe somewhere around third arrow, but I do want to get the ball out to, you know, 7, 8, 9. I don't want it on top or left of that tracer down lane. Oh, that was pretty good. All right, I tossed it a little bit wider than I wanted, but I'd say that was pretty good. I'm not even that far left. I mean, our house shot plays pretty far left, especially if you have some hand. It's not the strongest ASIM pearl out there, honestly. It seems like the cover stock is not crazy weak, it's not crazy strong as far as like the friction it provides naturally. It's, you know, the Archetype Hybrid or the Theorem. There's a lot cleaner cover stock, I feel like. This one is not as clean, but you know, with some games on it, we'll see what it does. But you know, if you were to compare this to the Theorem, for example, I think the Theorem's a little bit cleaner, a little bit quicker to respond. But again, layout and surface can have a lot to do with that. That was good. Let's try to get the 10 out. I'm honestly gonna throw the same shot and see if I just wrap 10 again, and then we'll make our adjustments. Nope. All right. Well, that's a lot doing exactly what I wanted to. I have no arguments with this. I mean, yes, it's strong. I am a little deeper. It is an ASIM pearl, right? But at the same time, it's not just taking off. A lot of the times, especially with pinup balls, for me, it sees that friction and it just wants to take off. I just have to fight my hand a little bit more. With this bowling ball, with a higher friction, especially with the back ends, with the way they are here, I can really get this ball to blend the friction out, not only front to back, but left to right. Or if I send it to the right early, it's not taking off immediately. On our house shot, we get really cliff, get it in a little bit, skates, get it right quick, it takes off. We're gonna go ahead and try to sim one right quick, just to test to see if it does just take off on it. Everything the same, just open angles. All right, so on that last shot, we were able to get it right and it just didn't take off on us. What we're gonna do now is I wanna test the push the ball has, if I can get it in and it holds, and if I get it in the oil, how much more will it respond? How much quicker will it respond? Because it's just not seeing friction, it's in oil. We're gonna move left a little bit and just try to keep a little bit tighter angle. That's not great. Yeah, this house shot doesn't have a lot of push. We'll work on that a little bit, but I grabbed the hell out of it. Let's go ahead and try that again. Let's not rip the cover off, kid. Let's go. That was better. I didn't get it totally tight, but you can definitely see if you watch fortunately Specto's not working right now, but if you watch the ball review or the ball motion, it's smooth to start, then it flips over, but you can really see it's still holding off the pocket. It's not like a symmetric will continue a lot more. This one, you can see it. It's an ASIM. It likes to, again, flip over at the last minute, and then, but still go straight. Doesn't really continue going left. It's a mixture of the two a little bit. If you throw some like big ASIM, like a Black Widow 3.0, you can really see that ball stand up and roll forward. This one does it a little bit, but with the pin down layout, it helps it keep some of its continuation. Throw another shot. All right, not terrible, not terrible. I mean, if you're looking for something that doesn't hook any, this ain't the ball. It's still strong, right? Now, if you compare it to, if you guys watch my Wicked Collision, you're gonna be like, Jason, why is that ball so much quicker to respond? And honestly, it does get through the heads and the mids pretty similar, but you're like, that thing's solid. Like, why is it the same thing? Well, again, surface has a lot to do with it. Also, the layouts I put on it. The layout I put on this versus the Wicked, I mean, they're polar opposites. The Wicked was supposed to be longer, sharper, like quicker to respond. This one was supposed to be smoother, still probably about the same length down lane when it does start hooking because of the surface and the pearlized. In general, this one is smoother than my Wicked. Now, if you were to throw the Wicked and throw this, the Wicked's gonna hook a decent amount more. Pin-up layout has something to do with it, adds a few boards, but the biggest thing is when it does respond, the Wicked, it responds so quickly, we're gonna have to force ourselves left. But it's more of a left to right layout that I have on that ball. On this one, it is definitely more of a front to back layout. For me, when I'm gonna be playing this is if my Wicked really starts, if it really starts duck hooking, like I was trying to do with this, where I send it right early and it takes off on house shot, that's gonna be a sign to maybe go into a ball that has a little bit slower drilling, which would be the hitter pearl. So we're gonna go ahead and move left a little bit more. I do wanna test the limits of this ball, but I will move back right and throw a few shots. 4-pin again. Oh, it's so pretty. Reminds me of the melee jab. The SE was purple. Whichever one was red. Move left a little bit more. Increase speed slightly. Okay, maybe I didn't need to increase speed. Go ahead and try that again. I haven't bowled in like a week and a half. Weird. That one was, I moved left and sped it up, and I don't think I should have done both. I didn't give it enough time to hook. Stay left. Let's go back to default speed. Yeah, better. But you can definitely see this is gonna be a ball that you can use, you know, definitely house, for sure. For sports shots, for me, probably not a fresh ball. Maybe take some surface to it, make it a little duller if you need something clean, but still sees the mid lane and the back end. But I would probably say more of a transition ball. I could see this bowling ball I could throw for multiple games, right? It's gonna be versatile. Again, the layout makes it more front to back. I won't be able to get the 5th arrow and probably wheel the ball. It's just not gonna have enough. But at the same time, it should be pretty versatile. I should be able to play up the boards a little bit. I mean, for me, it's still bellying, or play deep like where I am now. We know the deep works pretty well, but I'm gonna go ahead and move back right, see what we can do up the lane a little bit more, see if we can blend the shot out just some. So I'm gonna move right, just get softer with the hand, really take some motion out of it and increase speed some. That was money. Maybe I should do that all the time. Yeah, I mean, it could play. Again, when you guys watch these videos, just look at ball motion. That's the big thing. You can see in that one, we played more in the friction. The ball hooked earlier. It was smoother to respond because it wasn't storing energy. But the big thing, what I saw, comparative when I was in the oil, was the ball laid off the pocket, rolled more forward when it finished its transition. So we're gonna go ahead and try to mimic that shot again. Oh, dirty. Oh, dirty. Oh, God. I want to move right more. I want to keep moving right. I think I'm going to I hope I hit the pocket, but let's try to make a shot up second arrow be the last shot. Okay, I'm going to say up second arrow. I'm going to be around second arrow. Yeah, that's a good one to end on. So far, what I've seen with the hitter pearl, it's as versatile as the original. The original, I was able to throw for games at a time. Like, I never felt like it was a one-trick pony. With the hitter pearl, I feel the same way, where you're gonna be able to play a multitude of angles depending on what the lane gives you. And a ball is nice that way, just because when you spend 200 and whatever dollars on a bowling ball, you want to be able to throw it. A lot of times we'll build a tournament arsenal, throw a mindset or a big ball into our tournament arsenal, but we never get to throw it in league just because it's too much. This bowling ball will definitely be more versatile for the house shot and the sport shot bowler. If you're lower rev rate, this ball will be really good for you when it comes to something that gets down lane a little bit. Not so quick to respond. It is still a pearl, it's still an ASIM, so it will respond quicker. But if you've ever thrown the Innovator Pearl, the original one, it reminds me a lot of this ball. It's smoother when it does transition, but it's still an ASIM. Again, that pin down layout helps quite a bit to smoothen that break point out. But in general, I find this ball to be pretty versatile. Now, this is my house shot, and if I can play that and play left, I mean, I'm gonna be really comfortable. This ball comes out here in about 2 weeks. If you guys wanna pick one up, just talk to your local pro shop operator and they can definitely hook you up. Radical is doing amazing things with their equipment. Don't sleep on them. They're a nerdy brand, but they're really fun to just keep track of and just pay attention to. A lot of stuff to learn. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. We've been flooded with the comments recently, so we appreciate that. We try to get to them as much as we can, but we're gonna start doing other videos like answering the questions that we released last week and other stuff like that, just to keep the community engaged. So if you also like this video, please remember to smash that like button. Helps way more than you might think, and hit that subscribe button. With that said, my name is Jason Robarge. We're Rev It Up Bowling. Much love, peace.